Don't have enough money saved up to retire? No problem. Retirement gets a lot cheaper when you stop buying stupid shit you don't need. Get Aaron Clary's latest essay, Poor Richard's Retirement, available on Amazon and Kindle. A link is in the description.
Hello! This is philosophical Popp here. Wait, no, fuck this. I need my beer. This is bad Popp, and I got some bad news for you feminists out there, which are my biggest fans. Oh, no. Hey, ladies! Do you hear that? That's reality calling, but we know you feminists out there won't answer it. Listen, ladies, you've been living under FFL, which is feminist fantasy land, and you've been tuning out reality. You can tune shit out all day long, but it doesn't mean it's gonna go away. Eventually, dudes, it's gonna start taking away your sex and half of your shit, maybe your kids and your dignity, and you'll wind up in a dignity siphon, just saying. Not that I know anything about that as I get into my minivan. It's gonna watch me some Space Ghost. And we're gonna call this one Forest Through the Trees, because no matter how hard you look, you don't see them, even though they're right here. Let us begin. Yeah. Listen, if you want to know how something works and it's completely just out of control huge, you got to break it down into little parts and study it that way. In this instance, the big kahuna, feminism. So dudes, put a cup on because it's going to get rough out there.
I am a nasty woman.
All of this bullshit out there, you think it's absolutely insane with all the laws and the way the world is. But when you boil it all the way down into the nuggets of crack, it's only two premises.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Crack rock number one. Let's put it in our glass phallic symbol and smoke it. No matter what a woman does, it's always somebody else's fault. No accountability, no responsibility. Basically, these women, no matter how old they are, they're children. I really can't think of anything that's more sexist than that. But hey, that's just me. Winning. Case in point number one. Take drunk women in sex. She can get in that car and get a DWI, but she can't give consent to get banged. Only men in this world are held accountable for every facet in their life.
This is not my fault. This is her fault.
Part of being a man is not blaming other people for your shit. Because us men, we look at the world using logic, reason, and accountability, but that brings us to crack rock number two. Feminism uses emotions to interpret the world. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. Wake up call number one, ladies. Reality doesn't give two shits, a damn, or a fuck about your feelings. And neither do I. Winning. Ladies, if you actually were able to tune into reality once in a while, you would realize you have nothing to complain about. And we all know you get enough of these cackling bitches under one roof, that's all they could do. It's just a shrill, nagging harpy-a-thon.
Why are you looking for this racist fucking male that doesn't stand for women's rights?
And maybe after a herpy-a-thon, but I don't know anything about that. Maybe they play a game of pick the scabs, I don't know.
Anyway!
It really is a mob mentality. And when that happens, all facts, logic, and reason out the goddamn window. You can read articles and psychological studies on this all day long, and it's true, it happens. And a lot of people who participated in this after the fact are like, holy shit, what have I done? It was like a bad dream. I'm wishing all you cunts would wake up from this goddamn nightmare, but hey, wish in one hand, shit in the other, and which one fills up first? We all know which one will fill up first, and it kind of stinks. Apparently you feminists out there didn't get the memo because you keep doing the wishing and we keep fucking having to handle the shit. The biggest shovel of shit that you ever threw on our faces was your systematic destruction of the nuclear family. Now listen, you push for your no-fault divorces and guess what you got? You got a bunch of single mothers today who've made that a career choice. You bunch of liberal-tard white knight manginas. You keep pushing this narrative to give money and resources to these single mothers. We are now in our fourth generation of this fucking bullshit. And you want to know what we have now? We have a whole country of fatherless children who think everything is fucking free and they're entitled.
Bernie Sanders says everything should be free.
Fuck you and fuck him.
So I'm gonna promise them free health care and free college.
But Bernie, how do you plan to pay for that?
It's never come up!
Feminism has created a culture of single mothers that get rewarded for raking their fathers through the coal and abusing their children.
This is not my fault.
Now listen, you're too busy worrying about white privilege, cis privilege, and all the other privileges that so-called exist out there, and you label anyone who disagrees with you a racist, bigot, Islamophobe, homophobe, just name it. You want to know what the best privilege in this country is? A two-parent privilege.
No, it's not true. That's impossible!
I know everyone out there is gonna bitch and moan that I'm spreading hate speech, but logic, fact, and reason is not hate speech. Guess what? The truth is the truth. It doesn't get watered down, and hell, you can't even assign feelings to it. It just is. The truth is not gonna sneak up on you and stab you in the back. It's gonna go up to your face and slap you and go, what are you gonna do now, bitches? Listen, it's not racist to say the simple scientific fact. A white kid with cancer can't get a bone marrow transplant from an African American kid.
Oh no, we're all the same under the skin.
No, we're not. Links below. You know science. You know that stuff you say you believe in when you're trying to convince me of 50 genders? Oh yeah, while we're at it, Bill Nye, come here. You're not a science guy, fuck off.
Inside each of our cells are these things called chromosomes, and they control whether we become a boy or a girl.
Here we go with me using logic when I talk about feminism. Silly me. And why use logic when I could turn into feminist skankzilla to bitch at the government to pay for my abortions? And in the same breath, I can bitch about a panel of old men who get to decide what I can and cannot do with my body. First of all, wait a minute, I got a word for you. You gave them that power when you went skankzilla on their asses for money. And not only that, but you probably voted for them.
Give it to you.
You want to bitch at the government because you want them to pay for your abortions, but then tell them that they have no say in what you do with your body. What the fuck? All right, hang on. I gotta get that feminist bullshit out of my head because it's just starting to hurt. Space ghost me. Not only have the women killed over 53 million kids since the 70s, and counting. Here's a secret, a lot of these people, they don't like guns. They want the government to pay for them killing their kids and then bitch about guns that kill their kids. What the fuck? Now listen, we lost 50 million people in World War II. Feminism? Flawless victory. It only took 6 million Jews to get that whole fiasco labeled a Holocaust. What would you call this? You want to know what the most dangerous place in America is for a black man? In his mother's womb. But who gives a shit about all these dead babies? We gotta give that dude on the subway a ticket. Oh my god, this is so goddamn stupid. And we're only on number 6. Feminists want, no, they demand respect for being a single mother. I fail to see why that should happen because most of the time these single mothers volunteered for that. I know you guys are gonna get mad for me saying the volunteer part, but women have 25 different forms of birth control. They could take the morning after pill, get an abortion, or have the kid and just drop it off and walk away. So what else would you call it? I know what they call it. A paycheck.
Give it to you.
That's right, you thought you were going to get some sympathy and understanding here. Look in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. They don't need my sympathy and understanding. They have the media and the government for that. Why don't you ask them to babysit your kids? Oh, wait a minute, they are. In prison? With all of these programs and the media and the government trying to help you, you still keep fucking it up in spades. A single mother here in this United States out-earns a dude 2 to 1, but yet their children are still winding up in prison. So basically, you're born to a single mother. I hate to say it, but you're fucked. And if you're a dude, don't you dare drop that soap. Speaking of getting hammered in the backside, feminism just loves to use the LGBTQ, WTF, LOL as their lackeys. I'm gonna take a drink and give you some time to laugh. I also got a drink because I just have to mentally prepare for saying this next line. As a dude who's been in the Middle East quite a few times, and I don't understand this logic, but feminism likes to support Islam. Let's just call a spade a spade. You cannot find a more sexist, brutal, intolerant culture than Islam. There's literally 110 verses in the Quran which basically condones and approves of killing non-Muslims. In feminism, that means you and your gay trans lackeys. Hey, but you know, that's just me talking. What the hell do I know? You've labeled me an Islamophobe. But you can rest easy knowing that you were tolerant all the way down to the core as you're plummeting to your death off the top of a building. And if this image is too graphic for you, throw on a burqa and see if you can survive in Saudi Arabia for a month. Hey, but you can ask that one woman who wanted to prove that, Muslims weren't violent by hitchhiking through the Middle East. Yeah, wait, no. She's raped and murdered. Good luck with your burqa, your daily beatings, and your stonings, and what have you. So you go ahead and be tolerant. I'm gonna be all the way up the nosebleeds of reality, drinking a beer and laughing my ass off.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
There's really nothing I can do when you have so many weak-minded sheeple flocking to the religion of feminism. Wait a minute, I just realized feminists are Jedis. Because their tricks, they only work on the weak-minded. And don't get me started on what you're doing with your lightsabers. Now what else do you call somebody who won't even be bothered with the truth? In the age of information, there is no excuse for this bullshit because let's face it, all ignorance is voluntary. But when you actually look up that information, there are some harsh truths to face. You know what happens when a feminist actually uses her logic and reasoning? You get a documentary called The Red Pill. Miss J, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for pulling that penis out of your ear and tuning into reality. Oh, wait a minute. That's feminism, so it must have been vaginal earmuffs. They're not shaving anymore. They're going full French. I need more beer. You want to know who else needs more beer? All the dudes you try to bang after you turn 40 because feminism doesn't give a fuck anymore about you. Picking up a razor and grooming after 20 years of feminism. That's one hell of a Sasquatch snatch to groom, just saying. For the past 20 years, it looked like you were smuggling Chewbacca in your panties. If you wore panties, but you probably braided it.
Pop, why would I do that? I would never do that.
Haha. 45 to the grave is a long fucking time. And it feels even longer when you're miserable, alone, and OPP, which is old, poor, and powerless. Oh, wait a minute. You're a former feminist, that's right. That would make you O-Cup. But that's not my acronym, that's his. We'll put it up on the screen.
You're welcome.
And this is where we're heading after 50 years of bleeding this country and the whole Western world dry.
Shut the fuck up for a second!
Because when you look at this philosophy, it's basically this. What can we do for women? But don't ask them that. They'll point you to the dictionary because they don't give a shit about reality. In fact, one of you racist cunts out there had something really good to say about it. What was that again?
The dictionary offers a very simple explanation because it's just the dictionary.
So for feminism, the dictionary is just fine. But when it comes to racism, we have to add a bunch of extra bullshit because it's just the dictionary. Fuck off and pay attention to reality. At the end of the day, feminism is making the government give more than they're actually giving back. That's why we're soaked with debt. You want to know what debt smells like? It's kind of like feminism. Nasty fish and bad decisions. Oh, that's right, I forgot. I'm a sexist and a misogynist for pointing that out. Why bother with the truth? Feminism owns the media and they keep saying the same lie over and over and over again until it's perceived as truth. Now listen, when you see this mother fornicator parroting the wage gap, I don't know, but I don't know if I want to live here anymore. Because feminism, their shit goes way beyond fake news. In today's day and age, feminism, no matter what your cause is now, it's all bullshit. Listen, you can keep saying all these goddamn stories. It's not going to make the unicorn show up in your backyard any sooner.
I assure you that misogyny and patriarchy are still most definitely problems today, and I need feminism.
You are a cunt, 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 cunt. But if that's stinking cunt, say it ain't true, but me tell you you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
So you take all of this propaganda and you lay it all out, and what does it prove? Women in the Western world have not a zero zilch shit to complain about. So what are they doing now? They're making it up. And you want to know why they're doing this? Because victimhood pays well.
I feel invalidated.
Victimhood doesn't just pay single mothers well. It pays politicians very well. These tolerant liberal tards up there in Capitol Hill, they're banking real hard, keeping you poor. Because poor people, they vote for more free shit. And that is in the best interest of big government. And there I go using logic again. Bad Popp. Bad Popp. Bad Popp. So at the end of the day, this feminism boils down into a few simple truths. Number one, they want to play the victim and blame everyone else for their problems.
You are fucking white male privileged assholes.
Because if you don't take responsibility for your life, you don't have to really change, and you can always be the victim. And you can't have a victim without an oppressor. That's people like me, I guess. And you know what they want us to do? Put on the yoke of slavery powered by guilt and shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up for a second.
Oh, that's right, yeah, and pay all the bills and let them fleece us for all our money. And don't you fucking dare say that you don't deserve it. Hashtag not all men. And the moment you do speak up, they have all of these narratives in place to get you to shut the fuck up.
The truth is you're not helping, and you're actually a part of the problem.
And with the media and government on their side, who's really gonna listen to you anyway? In actuality, most people will listen to you, but that doesn't mean they're gonna do anything about it. And you wanna know why? Because feminism is basically domestic terrorism. You can Google the definition of terrorism. Wait a minute, I did. The unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. So when you see videos like this,
kill male babies and just kill any man that you see, like in the streets, like any swinging dick, just kill him.
And propaganda like this.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
I got nothing. What else would you call it? The only thing that doesn't fit, sadly, is the lawful part. Because our government has legitimized and funded this domestic terrorism. And with that, I really don't think there's anything else for me to say. So I'm just going to sit back and let that hate mail roll in. Winning. And feminists, do not expect a timely reply, because I only really reply once a day. And that's 1/2 kiss my ass and 1/4 to fuck off. Hey, but you know what time it really is? It's time for me to beg you for money. Winning. As we all know, YouTube is basically bending over all the conservative, non-conforming channels and turning us into prison bitches. So please, check out the links below, Patreon and PayPal, so we keep doing this shit because it is expensive. Also, down below, you'll find a link to our Daily Motion account, because guess what? They can fuck with my money, but I ain't done yet. Because guess what's going to happen now? I'm going to spread to all kinds of different platforms, kind of like herpes, except there's no pills for it. And there are no pills to stop the pain from the butthurt that shirts like this are going to cause. Race Riot Apparel, links in the description, 10% off. Winning. Please, go forth and offend, because I do. Feminists, please hit the subscribe button. Kind of like scratching one of your herpetogonosyphilis sores. And if you do, I'll get your burqa clean for free. I can't help it.
So fucked up. Oh, man.
Pick it till it bleeds. I literally, in my mind, see myself, reporting into hell, and my grandfather handing me the towel. Just stay on the path, man. It's just a walk through. Like, God damn it. Speaking of getting jackhammered in the backside, feminism just loves to use the LGBTQ